It's not a great chair. So if you're here for like, oh, should I buy the Zody? Don't buy the Zody. It's not a great chair. Hey everyone, it's Tristan from Crafting Worlds, and I don't know if it's because I've been reviewing chairs and I can just recognize these things, or if I've been looking for chairs and I can recognize them now. All I know is that this weird, mystical journey to find the perfect chair, which doesn't exist, by the way, led me to finding, found the Haworth Zody version 1 being thrown out on the sidewalk, brand new. I mean, brand new. Like, this thing hasn't been worn out at all. It's mesh seating. It's like, it looks perfectly brand new. No smells, nothing. I mean, I disinfected it and everything, but this thing is brand new. No squeaking. It is in pristine condition. I looked under the bottom. It has the 2020 sticker, so it's 4 years old. And it does confirm with the armrest that it is the version 1. But I wanted to review it anyway because let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about this. By the way, don't forget to subscribe and like if you are enjoying this series about chairs. I don't know how much longer this is going to last. I'm pretty happy with the refurbished Crandall Office Leap V2. Once that headrest is in, I feel like it's going to be perfect. But yeah, let's talk about why I want to talk about the Zody, the Haworth Zody. I mean, other than the fact that it was a free chair on the sidewalk that's like brand new, there are some things about this chair that make me so much more angry about the Haworth Fern. Let's discuss. So this is going to be less about like the Zody chair. I'm going to run through the features of the Zody chair very quickly for you, so that is just out of the way and we can discuss why this chair makes me really freaking hate the Haworth. Okay, so here we go. Hi. Okay, I guess are we not going to discuss? Okay. First of all, this chair has really soft and plush armrests. The armrests on this are 20 billion times better than the Fern. And when I say that, I mean they are even better, in my opinion, in terms of comfort, than the Crandall refurbished ones that they replaced. These are softer, they feel better. And that's crazy. They are really close to, I mean, okay, well, let me rephrase that. They're close to the plushness of the Aerons. They are not, because the Aerons feel good and these feel like cheap plastic, but the amount of give and the amount of cushion in them is much higher. And that just goes to show that the Haworth Fern, they're cutting costs while raising prices. What? Okay, I'll get there. The other thing is that this has the 4D armrests, which are fantastic. I don't know if you can hear this. It snaps into each position, like almost locking. So there's a little bump, there's little ridges for each position. So when you pick where you want it to be, it stays there. Unlike, where are we going with this again? The Haworth Fern. Okay, good, you got it. So let me just talk about this real quick. I want to do this, I want to explain this to you all really. I don't want this to be a really long review because it's not a great chair. So if you're here for like, oh, should I buy the Zody? Don't buy the Zody. It's not a great chair. We'll get to it why in a second, but the reason I'm here is because it's just confirming that the Haworth Fern is it's messed up business practices. So we have a nice mesh back here. You would think it's not really that nice. It's like stretched fabric. You know how I could describe this chair? This chair is literally something you will buy at Staples for $50. This is a build-it-yourself Staples chair for $50. There's nothing on this chair that you cannot get at a Staples chair for way less. This retails the Zody 2 because they don't sell the 1 anymore at $1,100 and something dollars, I think $42. So that's around $1,200 something dollars with taxes. So this one is not as expensive as the Fern. However, it is still at a rocket high price for what you're getting. It's got a mesh seat. The mesh seat is very similar to anything you've ever sat in at an Office Depot or a Staples. It literally feels like the same fabrics, the same plushness. I will say the seat is comfortable, okay? I can't hate on everything, okay? I have to like some things. And I like that the seat is comfortable. I like that the pan is big. It's a big cushion, and it's not weird here, right? Like, it's wide, which I like wide because it lets me do this, or if you really want to, you can do this. And that's comfortable. It's nothing to call home about, but it's also not bad. Plus, for Haworth, for actually coming out with something good, which, by the way, this is the 2020 version, and so that kind of makes me think, are they literally just pulling back from the good things and putting the bad things? Because the mesh chair on the Fern did not feel as good as this one, and this one's cheaper. It's also bigger, and I don't understand. It's got the locking mechanisms, like I said, when you go into your position with the, God, it's so good. This is so much better than the Fern in terms of the arms. And then when you come up, the shaking is not there as much. I mean, don't get me wrong, it wiggles, but it's not like it wiggles in a normal chair way like it should when it's this high. It's not just moving. I don't know why I do that. Every video I do a weird wiggle. But when you move your chair, the arms don't wiggle. You have to physically wiggle them. Unlike the Fern, where they're just like wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And like if you even do this with the Fern, like just rub on it, the arms are everywhere. This one, it locks into place. So why? I was really low, I almost fell. Why are they putting better things in the lower end chairs, and then the high end ones are getting, These are so much nicer than the Haworth Fern's armrests in terms of plushness, softness, size, lockability with the 4D. They just don't slide out. They stay in place. They stay in place. You get up, they sit down, they feel fine. They don't move around. They're good. There's smart mechanisms in these. The Fern was like, blah! It was like swimming in the deep end when you don't know how to swim. This one's like, hey, here's some nice steps to get into the cold water. That was an awesome metaphor, by the way. Subscribe, like the video for that metaphor. Anyway, I really like the arms. It makes me so mad that they're on the cheaper model that was made in 2020, and now in 2024, the Haworth Fern's arms are touted as like, oh, they're so great. They're not. Their older chair had better arms and better mechanisms in it, and that's just crazy to me. I love the fact that I found this on the street, because there's like, you guys can't accuse me of any bias. This was a free dumpster diving chair, okay? In perfect condition. The mesh on the back, while breathable, it just feels like, oh, it feels bad. It's not a good quality, and this is not gonna hold up to the test of time. This is gonna fray. This is just, I swear to God, it's like someone just ran thread through it. It's bad mesh. It's bad mesh. The seat, like I said, comfortable. I have no problem with the comfort of the seat. It's just that it's your normal staple seat. There is no lumbar in this one. I guess that whoever ordered this one did not get the lumbar support, although I can't see it really needing it because the mesh is so give. Like, there's so much give on this mesh that I can't see lumbar support really helping much. Now, here's another thing about the back, and this is really weird. So if you're actually thinking about buying this chair, which you don't, the back is so wide that it kind of hits your, like, it hits your arm in an awkward way. It's not like my Herman Miller, and I don't know how to explain it. The Herman Miller knows where to like cut off, so you're not hitting, right? You're good. But then you get into this chair, and I don't know what it is, but it is so wide, and it's just not, you can feel the hard edge all around here, and it jabs into your back. So if you go to like, if you're sitting at your desk, okay, and you're like, oh, I gotta stretch back, you're like, ow, and you feel restricted. You're like, I can't, what? It's weird. There's a restriction in this chair because of how they designed the back, and then these edges are just very uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. The seat though, it's comfy. So I can't knock the seat. I did try the seat for an extended period of time. I had no problem with it. I didn't feel like I was gonna be bottoming out. I didn't feel uncomfortable, but I also didn't feel comfortable. Like the Leap V2, my Aeron, after a certain amount of time, I feel like, oh yeah, this is nice. Like I'm happy. This one I'm like, yeah, it's a chair. It's not the chair, but it's a chair. Hi, are you coming up now too? Okay, yes, okay. So this is also the cat review. This is, they like chairs, but Dad is the chair, and he's very plush. So that's it, right? Like that's all the things that you need to know about a chair. I mean, okay, so they have the tightness roller, so like this is harder to push back. So the lean is good. The lean is fine. Like it's a good chair. Like they did good things with this chair. It's looser. It has the lock, so you can lock it. Wait, where is the lock? Whoa. Oh, okay, so this is the forward tilt. I just did the forward tilt. Okay, and then let me, yeah. So the forward tilt is a little weird. Like it tilts the whole chair forward, and then you have to lean backward to like untilt it. Maybe that's, I don't know. It's weird. It's a very strange way that it works. So like you have to lean back and then it tilts forward. So now I'm doing the, and I like this feature. I think this is cool in chairs, especially if you're at like a standing desk and you want the chair higher. That's pretty cool. But then you turn it off and you just lean back and it kind of snaps into place, and then it's back into normal position. And the cool thing is that it's kind of on an angle like this. And since it's not too long, it's not digging into my legs. And it's also keeping me from feeling like the Fern, where I was feeling pushed out of the chair constantly, which was crazy. So it's got nice adjustments. And then you can even stop the back. There you go. I just adjusted the back so it won't even push. And that's great. So yeah, there it is. There's no, I think, is there stepping? I don't think there is from what I experienced. No, it's just either open or locked. And then you can tighten it with this window crank. Oh yeah, you can really tighten that. Or you can just like really go loose too. So it's just whee. Good functionality. I don't see anything wrong with that. This one you can also pull the seat pan out. So check this out. It's a weird mechanism. You gotta like pull out. Okay, there. And then you've got, look at all that room though. Isn't that crazy? So you can really adjust this thing. I'm telling you, like the adjustments and all the little pieces are so much better than the Fern. And it's a cheaper chair. If they could take the parts of the Fern, like if they could take the back and they could take the seat, like the leather seat, and they could expand it, make it a little bit bigger, and then they could take these arms and put these arms on it, and with these adjustments, these little bumps that hold the arms in so that you can't just move them by blowing on them. And they can, you know, make the arms more sturdy. Like this, there's no shake, there's no rattle. They're really in there. I'm so disappointed in the Haworth Fern because I've tried the Haworth Zody now. I know that the company knows what good parts are, and they're just not putting them in their chair, in their high-end expensive chair. And that sucks. That sucks for you as a consumer, that sucks for me, that sucks for them as a company. I don't know if you've ever looked at their Facebook like ads. I get them a lot because of this whole like chair journey. And they have like, it'll say like 40 comments. You go in there, there's one comment. They delete everything, but Facebook doesn't erase the amount of comments. So even though they're deleting them and you can't ever see all the people going, oh my God, this chair sucks, you can see how many people disliked it. and because they're deleting the comments. And this is not, I can show it. I'll put it up on the screen. It's ridiculous. But yeah, the thing that the Zody showed me is that the Haworth Zody is like a normal run-of-the-mill Staples chair, and that the Haworth Fern is an overpriced chair with parts being intentionally withheld from a company that knows how to make them. So they know how to have soft armrests. They know how to make stability in the arms. They know how to make the adjustments work properly. They know how to make a wide seat. And yet, for some reason, the Fern, which is supposed to be their high-end upgrade, it just is not good. And this, you can get the arms to line up. On the Fern, I could never get the arms to line up. Like one was always higher or lower than the other. The quality control on that Fern was so bad. So the Zody has showed me that Haworth is not a company that I would ever want to trust or put my money into. So thank you to whoever threw this away and put it on the street for me. I wasn't going to review the Zody, but here we are. And I would say it's not worth it unless you can get it used for like 50, 60 bucks, because I swear to God, you can find this chair. I had this chair. I used this chair for so many years in my like beginning office space in my apartment in college. You know what I mean? Like I had this Staples chair before. When I sat down in it, I was like, oh yeah, this is my Staples chair. Oh yeah, the arms are comfy. Yeah, they're not bad. This is fine. This chair is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And those basics are what you expect to then be improved upon as you start to get into the high-end chairs and you start to spend more money. And that's the problem that I've been having on this entire experience, is that we haven't seen that incremental, substantial improvement over the base of what a chair should and is supposed to be. But what we are seeing is a 2020 chair made by the same company outshining a 2024 chair made by the same company at a higher price. And there is no justification in the economy or inflation that you could convince me that that is not highway robbery. I'm going to keep it short. Thanks for watching. I really hope that this has helped. I just had to let you know that first of all, I just thought it was so cool that I found this. I literally was like Googling and I'm like, I know that design. I know what that's a Zody. And I was like, oh my God. And I grabbed it immediately. So what are the odds? 1,000,001, right? So I hope this helps. I hope that this also confirms to some of you what you may have experienced with the Fern and you're like, why isn't this chair what I wanted? It should be. Everybody likes it, right? Like all these good reviews. And if you don't like it, there's a reason. There's a reason. And that reason is just as simple as the basics aren't there. The basics for that chair aren't there. So yeah, I wouldn't buy the Zody. I wouldn't buy the Haworth Fern. I wouldn't buy a Haworth product, to be honest. Look elsewhere. Look at Crandall Offices for like a refurbished chair. Look at Herman Miller for, you know, one of their amazing warranty chairs. Look at any other company. Look at a gaming chair from Steelcase for frick's sake. I'm telling you, like, chairs are not getting better because their price is going up. And in the case of Haworth, their chairs get worse the more expensive they get. So yeah, food for thought. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment in the description below. I love having these back and forths with you. It keeps my creativity going, and I like to figure out like, oh, what am I going to talk about next? Or what am I going to look for next in my own chair journey? So I've been appreciating all the conversations I've been having with everybody, even the hating people. I love you guys too. So thank you all for coming. Subscribe, like if you liked it, dislike if you fucking hated it. And we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.